Right. What are we going to talk about then?
How we set up the property show.
Okay.
We're talking about 2 cameras, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to talk about 2 cameras?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you do the editing, or you
I
do the
do.
editing?
Joan does the editing.
Right. Okay. Here we go.
There must be a way. What software are you using?
Filmora.
Filmora.
Yeah.
Might be worth just googling Filmora sync clips.
No, you want to do it manually. It's so much fun.
No,
Okay.
because then the audio's out. You know when you watch like a dodgy film and it's out of
Syncs out.
out of sync.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Trim split. Yeah.
if you can look on the screen
So-
here,
Yeah.
Is how to sync your video and audio.
you've
so
got
you
your
literally
film
click
line
the two
here
and it
Yeah.
syncs it.
with your
But the
audio
idea
track
is
there.
Yeah.
put
What you then do is you
the
move
claps
your
in,
other
then it's got a defined
track there,
Okay.
area to sync to match against.
zoom in,
As video content for it, I'll send it through to Jen.
and if you've got 3, let's just say you've got 3 sharp hand
This is
claps
still
there.
the
If I have
old-fashioned
3
way.
little spikes there, and then
Yeah.
you just move them so they match up the
Add some
spikes.
coal into the computer.
Okay, so that's now they're synced.
Yeah.
Then get rid of one of the audio lines,
Yeah.
because it will be just out by literally microseconds. And now, because it's a layered approach, you just start splitting the clip. You know, taking that out. So it will run that, then it will run that, then back to that, and you just in and out.
Yeah.
Or just do what Lewis has just emailed through, where it syncs it for you.
Just send the video.
Yeah, that's on Final Cut, but
on
some people
on Filmora as well.
does it.
Yeah, I've just sent it through to you. So there's a video tutorial.
Lovely. Well, I've got 2
We
techniques
didn't,
now.
we didn't want to stop you, that was all.
No.
You're in full flow.
To be fair,
We're
that
clearly here
is,
to
that is
learn.
how I've done it in the past when we've sort of we've cut to a different shot
Okay.
with Lewis's
Letting
talking
him
over
down
that.
gently.
Well, at least we made a tutorial now.
Yeah, we have made a tutorial.
Yeah.
haven't we? Good stuff. Right, let us start about the show, okay?
Yes.
Let's have some movement from you as well. Okay, good. Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Okay, but probably not too much, although last time we did a bit too much movement, didn't we, with Thingy? Okay, all right. Well, we learn every day. How do you structure your property show? Where do you start?
Just wing it 5 minutes before I know.
And why do you call it the property show?
Good question. I think that's a good question.
It's a
isn't it?
very
For 10
good
o'clock.
question, actually.
No, my only reasoning behind it is obviously you're Hill and Clark.
Yeah.
And as soon as you call it property show, people are not going to turn. And obviously, you're not getting people to turn off from it because you're getting the viewing numbers.
I know. I think where are we going to lead with this? We try and avoid using Hill and Clark as a brand.
Right.
Your Love Oadby campaign
Yeah.
doesn't mention your business
No,
that
not at
often,
all.
if at all.
I don't think we do at all.
So
Yeah.
respectfully, no one necessarily thinks you're estate agents, but they think you as the person,
Yeah.
Yes.
and that's the key.
Yeah.
The Bourne Property Show was always, my thoughts were always to deliver originally information.
Yeah.
It was all about information and helping people and giving them advice, but being neutral and trying to be as generic as we can about it,
Right, okay.
with the view of people going, that's Lewis, he's the guy who does the property show, let's
Yeah.
go and speak to him.
Yeah.
Or that's
So they
Mike
make
Hollenby,
the-
or
they make
that's
the
Paul
link
Cutmore, whoever.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, so they made that link. Now, yes, we throw in a couple of little bite-sized bits. Okay, the office makes, even though we have the green screen set up on the back,
Yeah.
there is elements of it that show Hill and Clark. There's a tiny little bit of branding, but we don't want to make it all about us.
Yeah.
We've always said about the community. The other day, off some very good content that was provided to me by a industry professional.
Yeah.
A guy came.
When you find one, let me know.
I will.
Yeah.
But I came in the other day, and the guy came in. He said, "A bit sheepish. I've just watched your latest property show, and you were talking about buy-to-let, and I'm thinking of getting onto the, getting my first buy-to-let and maybe building a portfolio. And you gave me some really interesting information about it." And he was quite sincere about it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
We sat here for half an hour, and he said, I need some advice. What can you advise me?"
Couldn't buy that sort of thing.
No.
So, if we hadn't done that show,
Yeah.
would you have come in? Maybe, maybe
Yeah.
not.
I don't
But with
think so.
respect, there's
No, I
5 other
don't think
estate agents in the high street.
Yeah.
No, He walked past all of those. 'Cause
Oh yeah, no.
we know where he works.
I just wondered why you called it property show.
So what we tried to do is I thought to myself, right, what can we do which differentiates ourselves from the estate agents that are just trying to do the same old things? And it does, it differentiates us. And people now walk past and go, I went into the butcher's the other day, and I've not been in that butcher's for a little while, I'll be honest, because I don't need it. But she went, you're the guy off the property show. Oh. And I went, I am, yes. And I was with my girlfriend at the time, she's going, seriously, really? And I'm like, well, yeah. But it's that recognition, and we did the first show on the 11th of January this year. That was our first show. And it was literally, and it's on YouTube, it was, and I know you don't mind this, it was an iPhone on a tripod, just there.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's what I wish everyone would be doing.
Yeah, I had my iPad there because
you're doing it.
The original shows we did were live. They were Facebook Live, the original ones. It was 6 o'clock every Thursday night, and originally, at first we thought, what's the point? Because we're not getting anybody sending any questions through, but as each week went on, people were saying, hi, it's so-and-so here, give me a shout out, and, you know, oh, I've got a question about this. And each week me and Mike went through it, it was like, this is building momentum.
Yeah, the bottom line is that in any part of this world, when you want to sell something, you need people to listen to you.
Yeah.
And if people aren't listening to you, then you can't. They won't know. They won't start again. If you haven't got their attention and their engagement, they won't listen to you. If they won't listen to you, then how can you sell them something? And I think the magic thing is, the analogy I use is, let's just say I rolled the clock back to when I was 18 and you were obviously much closer to 18 than I am, and a chap went out on the pull on a Saturday night. If you spoke about yourself all night, the chances of getting to a second date are pretty slim, aren't they? But if you're genuinely interested about the other person and what they're into, without being creepy, and people know whether you're being genuine or not, then you'll win, and you'll get the second date. And it's the same with homeowners and landlords, is talk about what they're interested in, don't talk about yourself, and you'll win. You'll build that engagement, and something really weird happens in the human brain, is that from engagement, people start to trust you.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And people do business with people they trust. There's not many estate agents that can get stuff down the high street saying you're Lewis.
Not at all. And the beauty is, I've taken some ideas from you, because not only obviously when we originally started, we were talking to shop owners and people, but what we've also just started to bring in is something a bit different.
Yeah.
So we've done the Why I Love Bourne, which still continues, but we're also now doing a part, aren't we, when we're going around the town of places of interest that people either A, may not know about, or may have forgotten about, or the reasons to move to Bourne. So like last week, it may be the dullest thing in the world, but we went to Baldock Mill, which is a heritage centre, and it's got a working water mill, isn't it? And I've not been there. Bear in mind, I lived in Bourne now for 32 years. I've not been to Baldock Mill since I was a kid. And I walked around there, and we did some video footage, didn't we? And I was stood outside it and talking about it. To go, people, Baldock Mill, why don't we go and visit it? Because actually, it's got BRM, all the Formula One racing histories here. And all of a sudden it builds, and then we went to the Abbey Lawns, which is a massive recreation place. We've got the cricket club, we've got the football club, we've got the outdoor swimming pool, tennis, you know, the bowls, everything under one site.
You've almost got to become a BBC reporter, not East Midlands Today or Look North or whatever. You've got to become BBC Bourne.
Yeah.
Okay. And threaded throughout all that is you're going to the coffee shop, you're going to the mill, you're going to the old people's homes. That's an important one. Get the older generation. Why don't you go and take that one then?
Well, that's the growing size of Facebook now, isn't it? The older generation.
Get them to talk about how they remember. This just dropped into my head. Get them to talk about the old days in Bourne.
Well, there is a video on YouTube which is boring as days, but I tell you what, I was engrossed by it. John Inverdale came and did a half-an-hour programme about Bourne, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
About the heritage and history of Bourne, and I've watched it through. And he's going back to the old days of when the market used to be down here and along West Street.
Then talk to people.
And you ask people, you go, do you remember the market? It was, the market in North Street. oh, I don't know where it's all gone wrong. Well, actually, we don't have cars, but you know, it literally people start gushing over it.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is as Tom Panos says, you talk about Bourne, you talk to Bourne people, and then next to it is you talking about the property market.
Yeah.
Not about yourself, about property, and everyone's interested in property or homes because we obviously need a roof over our head, and then you come back to Bourne, and you just, you know, people say, are you ever going to run out of content? No, not when there's all these people walking past. Every single shop should be interviewed, every OAP home, everything.
And do you know the interesting thing we said the other day on Friday, wasn't it? What happens? I don't know if you've thought about this, but what happens when you know, there's obviously public, but what happens when you've interviewed every shop? What happens when you've been to every place?
Okay.
Because eventually, one day,
Okay.
that will happen. That will be a reality.
Yeah, but
one
you then
day.
just recycle.
I'm going to say you just start from the
Yeah.
front and go all the way back through again.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we're getting new businesses opening all the time, so
We are.
But like with the butcher, the example of the butcher will be going in to see him at Christmas time because everyone's going to be thinking of a butcher when it comes to Christmas.
What's your offers
They
you
may
make?
be quite happy to go to Sainsbury's for the meat all year round, but Christmas time, Easter, they always go to the butcher, don't they?
Other supermarkets aren't they?
Yeah.
This isn't a pay promotion.
You will never run out of content.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't a fear, it was a throwaway question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
when we were walking down to
Yeah.
Boulder. And I was like, what am I doing when I finish with the places of interest in Bourne?
Rinse and repeat. I mean,
yeah.
let's be honest, EastEnders, it's either at the cafe, it's at the pub, get out my pub, the laundrette, and it's the same crap for the last 25
But
years.
yeah, everybody still sits and watches it.
Of course they do. And East Midlands today, cat stuck up tree. How the hell can they squeeze half an hour about, you know, and you think to yourself, it's a slow news day. Okay.
You've never been to Bourne for a full day, have you? It's a slow news day, isn't it? Every day.
So my understanding is that your show you run the show, and the headline is the gutsy weekly article, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're cutting it into 3 or 4 sections.
Yeah.
We like to have a hot topic, which will be some very well placed information provided by one of our property journalist partners.
So that's the gutsy article. Now, do you read it off the screen or do you
Nope.
paraphrase it?
Paraphrase it.
Do you actually retype it out, or are you just skimming it, or just having it on the screen and?
We shorten it down
Yes.
slightly.
Yes.
We shorten it down, don't we? We edit it slightly.
Yeah.
It's then printed off. It is as simple as this. In here is all of the works of many. So that's one of them. It's one of yours.
Yeah. So where are you putting this on the screen? Ah. Do you want to come and have a look at this?
Or if it's something a bit more bulky, bit of A3 paper, bang, job done.
You talking to the camera?
Talking to the camera, and all I'm doing, you're sat there, I'm sat here. We've got the camera in place, obviously the grid definitions and grid lining, if we go a bit technical. So the grid definitions were in the middle, and we're talking, Paul's prompting me, just to keep you going along with it.
That's very clever, Paul.
So he's just coming in,
I like him.
he's just coming in and dropping the...
So really, at the end of the day,
without Paul, it won't happen.
Without Paul, it's boring. Because I am, without, joking aside, and I will mention his name, albeit he's not here, Mike and then Paul, what it would be used as is just a leverage, because
You do need that second person.
I'm sat here going,
Yeah.
tax rises and slow house price growth have led to a decline in purchases by investors. Or like you can actually go, so what about this? Well, actually, and all I'm doing is just glancing at key
But
points.
it's a conversation.
It's
isn't it?
we've learnt that with we've learnt that. With
So
the
it's,
show.
it's one of these by going to Paul and go, so, because he can see this, so he's reading ahead without looking at the camera, because I'm looking at the camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's going, so how many transactions in England and Wales were cash during the first half of 2018? Well, actually, 29.6% of all transactions in the first half of 2018 were cash. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Is that one of the
That's a question.
property journalists?
That's a question. But it's great, and so then I've got, what we do is we take out some of your key points and have them as like takeaways and just recap us at the end. So it's a case of bang, so this, that, bang, bang, bang. And it's perfect. So yes, it is literally, I know obviously there's the auto cues which you can put under your cameras and everything, but it is as boring as a piece of A4 paper, A3 paper that I can just look like that.
Okay. I think auto cues work well when you're on a one-to-one,
Yeah.
and we've got one back at the studio. But I will say for the record, this is better. This is much better.
And the beauty of it is, so what happens is 2 or 3 days before, I date them all so I know which shows they're going on to.
Yep.
And the day before, I'll go, right, Paul, have a quick look at that, because that's the first article tomorrow. Just take out a couple of key points you're going to prompt me on.
Which I'll then write out and just put here on my phone.
So I'm then like that. We start the show. He knows when to go in, so I'll go, right, okay, so let's get into this week's hot topic. So, the number of homes bought with cash falls to a record low. And he'll go, bang, so, tell me about this. And then I'm just looking there whilst he's talking there.
Yeah.
And it's as cheap as a piece of A3 paper.
That's good. The important thing is that, and again, I don't think you need this, but anyone who's watching the film is, if you're ever looking in the camera and reading anything, is to move your arms.
Yeah. It distracts people away from what you...
Yeah. We did that with the school video.
So, the prep will be done 24, 48 hours before.
Okay.
So we've got hot topic.
Okay, so that's your hot topic.
We'll have an agent's advice.
What's that?
So, we're going to look at something each week to help or give a bit more advice. So, we're talking about the housing market. Last week I did something about first-time buyers. And actually, there was a really interesting article which came out, which I found online, about the Help to Buy scheme.
Okay.
And how much the Help to Buy scheme is being used in the UK.
And do you run that straight after the hot topic's main story?
Yes.
Okay, what's next?
After the hot topic. So then we're going into we've done our agency bit, now we're talking Why I Love Bourne.
Okay, and that's normally an external video.
That'll be an external video. So we've got the Why I Love Bourne, or Why I Want to Move to Bourne, or Why I Like Being in Bourne. So we've got the 2 or 3 different versions to run
Yes.
with. And that's when we go outside external, then we'll come back in.
Good stuff.
And it's as simple as that.
Okay, anything else you put in there?
Depending on what we do, we may put a couple of little extra, little kind of short bulletins almost.
Okay.
So if there's a little bit of news in the world going on, i.e. interest rate change or anything like that, we may just throw that one in. Have you thought about your mortgage because the interest rates have gone up? But apart from that, that is as simple as that.
Okay, you, as an aside, are you doing as a separate buy-to-let deals or I love this house because I want to live in it?
Are we doing them for the show? No, we're not.
Are you doing them separately?
Yes, we are. And we also have, as well as that, for separate video content, professional video tours, which are being done by a guy called John Oliver. I've got one that's just come here actually, which...
So why are you getting those done externally?
Because all of our properties are being professional photographed. So he does it part of the package, standard.
Right. So by video, it's cinematic, not walking tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come round, have a quick look. Come round, just have a quick look what we're doing. So this is the latest video. Come and have a look at it. This is one which is being done at the minute. There is sound on this as well. So this is one of the latest instructions we've got. Now, the views that these are getting online, which we use on Facebook, are far outweighing any level of activity that we have on any of the property portals by a whole world of change. And the problem is,
Has it got music to this?
yes.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so I turned the
It's got
volume
this
off because I didn't want anything further
Yeah.
doing it. But he does a really nice music background with it as well. Gemma will edit, put it onto Facebook, and we put a little bit of Bourne Property showing at the back.
So what I like about that is that a lot of people, when they're doing the video tours, it's a fine line between doing them really quick and then being on for like 5 seconds. Right, next room, come on.
Yeah.
It's really a fine line. That's nice.
So I do fully understand the reasons, obviously, that we should be in front of the camera for going around properties. But in the best will in the world, to have something like that at our disposal is as good.
Look, it doesn't matter how you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to sell the houses that you've got on the market and let the houses you've got. Video is the way forward. Now that's whether that's you doing the homes under the hammer, walking around saying this is beautiful, or whether you've got something professional.
And we support
It
it.
doesn't
We
matter.
support it with a call to action in the headline on Facebook.
It doesn't matter.
So, and we get viewings. We get plenty of viewing requests on Facebook from them.
Yeah, we do.
And so they're getting dropped in
Oh, nice.
each week
Very
as
good.
well. 2 or 3 of those a week as well.
Yeah.
We will also do other bits and pieces out externally as well.
You can't. Let's be honest. You can't do everything,
No.
can you?
No.
You know, and so you're doing the most important thing, which is the show, the digital mare. If you get a chance to do a walk round, but then the problem with the walk round is it needs 2 of you.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, it's hard enough to get one person.
The
out of office.
property show is the main headline. The video tours and everything that go around it support it.
Yeah.
And that's more about the Hill and Clark brand recognition and indeed selling property.
Okay, I would like to throw in a few ideas of other features, if that's all right.
Yeah.
If you go to Rightmove and go to sold house prices,